and welcome to part 4 of episode 110 of Top Rope Red, the list
that does not miss.
So let's start off with Top Rope Red story time. Fathers and sons who won the same wrestling title. Chapter 5, Chavo Classic, Chavo Guerrero Jr. Cruiserweight. Well, Cruiserweight Championship.
Another unique one. This is the only example on the list of the father winning the title after the son. Chavo Guerrero Sr. started working for the WWE in 2004.
Wow.
Helping out his son Chavo in his feud against the late Eddie Guerrero. Great feud, by the way. That was fun. When the beef was done, Chavo Sr. stayed around, competing under the excellent ring name Chavo Classic. I love that name.
It was good.
Somehow, all of this led to Chavo Classic winning the Cruiserweight Championship, a clear sign of depths the strap had plummeted to in the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
And Mr. Classic actually won the belt from his son, defeating Chavo Jr. and Spike Dudley in a triple threat match on an episode of SmackDown to become the oldest Cruiserweight champion in history. In the process, Chavo Jr. himself experienced a hefty amount of cruiser success, winning the strap on 6 occasions. I did not know he was a 6-time champion.
No, and he definitely wasn't cruiser material.
Yeah, he wasn't a high flyer. He was a ground cruiserweight guy.
He wasn't cruiserweight either.
Who?
Chavo's Classic.
Oh, Chavo Classic? I mean,
yeah.
He's a little hefty. I thought you were talking about Chavo Jr.
No, Junior was the weight class. When they didn't give a rat's patootie. Hopefully this time they stick to their guns. And I think that if they stick to their guns, they do the same thing they're doing for the Cruiserweight Classic tournament. If someone's got a title match where they fail weight, take them out and replace them.
Yep.
Up next, we got the top 15 times WWE conveniently lied to our faces. I mean, they just looked us in the eye and said, "We're gonna lie to you.
We're gonna lie to you."
Number 9 on this list: Hulk Hogan's elimination in the 1992 Royal Rumble.
Hogan was WWE's poster child for a long time. However, like most good guys today, Cena and old Roman Reigns, for example, he became stale and fans became tired of him overcoming the odds and always winning. So in the 1992 Royal Rumble, when Sid Vicious eliminated him, the video releases of the event showed that Sid was booed because he eliminated the crowd favorite. In reality, Sid was actually cheered for eliminating Hogan, and this can even be seen if you watch the Royal Rumble on the network. WWE still went to extreme lengths to protect Hogan and portray him as the good guy nonetheless. Sounds extremely familiar, doesn't it?
It does.
For two guys.
Two guys, yep.
And during the same era. Isn't that interesting?
It is weird. And number 8 on this list of when they lie to our faces, Bret Hart in the Montreal Screwjob.
The Montreal Screwjob will always go down as one of the most surreal as well as real moments in pro wrestling. What WWE will tell you is that Bret Hart's contract was up the night following the 97 Survivor Series, but because the Canadian didn't want to drop the title in Canada to his bitter rival Shawn Michaels, Vince McMahon had no choice but to screw Bret in order to protect his championship from a lurking WCW. What's revisionist about this is that Hart's contract wasn't expiring the night after Survivor Series. In fact, his contract wasn't up for another few weeks, and he had even maintained he dropped the title after Survivor Series to anyone but Shawn Michaels. He was even ready to surrender the title to Vince the next night on Raw, but in the end, he led you to believe that Bret screwed Bret.
Yeah, something I'm gonna do. So yeah.
I didn't even know all that stuff.
Because you go, you're gonna make a point that I'll lose anybody but Shawn. That's when he's like, you're losing Shawn.
Right.
So I can see that the way Vince thinks sometimes.
Right.
Now I'll make sure I change it the whole time. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Look at it. Pretty cool.
W stars that failed as the guy. This man, number 14, The Undertaker.
Now seeing it from this direction looks like the Scream Mask, because I don't have very good eyesight. It's very white.
Well, he is very white because
he is
very
black
white with his tux. Oh my God, scary.
It is kind of scary. Still The Undertaker. Everyone loves The Undertaker, and he will always be celebrated as one of the all-time great
Bong.
WWE stars. Even Donald Trump used his music to come out to the convention. Isn't that interesting? That being said, there's a reason he rarely had the WWE Championship until the brand split. Interesting, we're talking about the brand split.
Again, wow, it's amazing.
The Undertaker was never the top guy in the company, but rather served as a popular secondary main event face, doing his own thing away from the title.
Yeah, that's true.
He wasn't one that needed the title all the time.
Nah.
The different eras saw Hogan, Brett, Shawn, Austin, The Rock, and Cena all take precedent over The Undertaker. Undertaker had his first
true stint as the guy.
But see, that's totally reversed. Had first his. Had his, see, I picked up on it. You just went right through it. I picked up on it.
I knew what I was
Had
gonna
his
say.
first true stint as the guy following a WWE title win over Psycho Sid at WrestleMania 13, and the program suffered with him as champion. And WWE made the change back to Bret Hart after a couple of months. Fans loved The Undertaker, but the presentation of him never felt right as the top guy in the company until he entered the legend stage of his career. You can argue The Undertaker is the most celebrated WWE star in history, but he was never successfully the top guy at any specific point.
It's hard to believe.
But I see the point, though.
Well, that's a good point, too, yeah.
It always came off of him pretty quickly.
It did.
But he's another character like Piper and like Jake Roberts, like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, those type guys that didn't need the belt to make their persona really
Because
pop.
sometimes you think about it, Undertaker has been the guy. You're like, okay, Taker gets it and then gives it right back to somebody else.
Right, he's been the transitional champion most of the
And who would
time.
have thought it'd be Taker would be transitional champion?
Yeah.
But next time we talk about stars that failed as the guy, we're going to talk about the Beast.
Not the Beast.
You thought that he was the Beast? What was he then?
I thought the Beast was Brock.
He's a Beast and Carnage.
Carnage.
Whatever. Batista.
Bautista. Bautista. He might have been the
What was
Beast.
he?
I don't think he was the Beast. You should look it up because I don't think he was the Beast.
Tell me he was the Beast at one time.
I don't
Before
remember.
the Beast was around. When the Beast was gone doing UFC.
I don't know. But anyway, up next.
Up next.
There it is.
Yes, talking about TV we just talked about a while ago. 13 biggest matches WWE should have booked in the 80s but didn't. Number 3 this week, Jake the Snake Roberts versus Hulk Hogan.
Walk up.
Hogan was scared of Jake, and Jake was very popular.
He was. This match was supposed to happen in the late 1986 and actually did in Providence, Rhode Island. But plans for a long-term program were quickly nixed after the results did not go the way the WWF officials had hoped.
Hogan.
On what would become a rare broadcast of Jake Roberts' Snake Pit interview segment, Jake hit the Hulkster with a DDT on the floor of the set that actually got people to cheer from the crowd despite Jake being the heel, because apparently already people were getting tired of it. Isn't that interesting?
Punch, 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 whipping the ropes.
It is, but
leg
you loved
drop,
Hogan.
3.
You loved
Till
it.
Warrior come around.
Oh Lord, it's the same concept with him too. It's the same thing over and over and over again.
It was
Rest in
something
peace.
different. It was something different.
But still, his matches are all the same.
Yeah, but it was something just tired of Hogan. Something finally different than Hogan.
The segment was only shown in the Providence, Rhode Island market as they were promoting a December 30th, 1986 match between Hogan and Jake. The story goes that the Snake Pit segment did air in other regions without a DDT as it was cut from the interview. The entire program was killed shortly after, and Jake was quickly turned babyface. Roberts wouldn't have another realistic chance of challenging Hogan again until turning heel in late 1991, but by then the timing didn't work out, and coincidentally both men wrestled their last match in their first WWF run at WrestleMania 8. Hogan won via DQ over Sid Justice, and Jake took the tombstone, becoming The Undertaker's second victim of the streak, and Jake had more to gain from a feud with Hogan. In 1987, and outside of a handful of house show matches, the two would never square off again.
And you know how they turned... you follow the years there, 87? right around WrestleMania 3 when he took on the Honky Tonk Man who cracked his head open with a guitar on the Snake Pit.
He did. So they basically just reversed the situation.
He took a move from Honky, who was heel.
Instead of giving a move.
Instead of giving a move.
There
How
you
about
go.
they were shocked?
That is very
Why
interesting.
they do this one?
Right,
People
but
cheering for Hogan. That can't be right.
But that is
dare
very
they
interesting.
cheer for somebody.
It would have
other
been a
than
good
Hogan?
match. Their styles definitely would have clashed,
Yeah.
but it would have been an interesting match to see. So Providence, Rhode Island, those people that were there, hope you enjoyed the match. Because
Yes.
nobody else seen it.
Nope.
But,
was it a match or was it just a...
No, they actually did a match. I think they said they did a match. I thought they said.
I don't think so.
Because they were promoting a December
by
30th, 1986 match between them after the Snake Pit. That whole program got killed.
So did
Okay.
they kill it before? Maybe they changed it totally.
Well, it said outside of a handful of house show
I'd like to know
matches,
that if they had a match at all.
you got to find out.
Gotta
You got to look it up.
Got a couple of
But next time, which is 2 weeks away,
weeks. 2 weeks away.
on Top of Reality,
Yes.
we will talk ringside news as
Like always, yeah.
In part 1, we got to love part 1.
Well, don't tell us how many 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, we might have a lot of information to talk about. We were a little quicker on the first one this time, but we may have a lot of information to cram in there next
I want
time.
to see how things go. The pay-per-view part 2 pay-per-view review, we'll do Super Brawl 2000 and Super Brawl Revenge and finish with that as we decide what we're going to go next.
Where do we go from there? And then, of course, in part number 4, the WWE stars that failed as the guy. We'll talk about Batista.
Yep.
The top 15 times that he conveniently lied to us. We'll go over a
2
couple
of
more.
those, yep.
And then the biggest matches that you should have put in the 90s, but did not. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty on that one.
Yep, we're going to have the Cruiserweight Classic tournament. First rounds will probably be finished up.
That'll be in.
The next 8 matches, yes.
We'll talk about that in part 3.
Part 3.
Because we'll have more matches because we'll be
Yes.
2 weeks, so we'll
Yes.
have what 8 matches to go over instead of
it'll
4.
be finishing up the first round.
Oh,
yes.
well, see, there we go. How perfect is that, guys? And then, of course, this is more in part 4.
Yes, another chapter 6.
We, of course, continue our top of story time, which is another chapter of Fathers and Sons.
That's right.
And then
We're going to bring Sing Talk
talk. We're going to sing it. We're going to talk it.
Yep.
And then, of course, the Hall of Fame. We're going to bring it back. It should be. There might be.
Not at all.
Not going to happen,
And all those people
guys.
suing WWE, that's going to be a lot less than not at all.
Yeah, and some of them are already in there.
Which
Some,
makes a lot of sense, I know.
right. Axe and Smash will never go in the Hall of Fame now.
Nope.
Stupid people.
It is. Plus a whole lot more. Because there will be a whole lot more after 2 weeks. So I'm telling what's going to happen. Who's going to be fired, who's going to be hired, who's going to be moved, what's going to happen on Raw and SmackDown.
And maybe we should go over the list of idiots that are on the daggum.
That's about 50 of them, it said.
There is. And some of them I've never even heard of.
Yeah.
So maybe we should go over the list of
If it's
idiots.
a slow news week, they may get tossed in there.
They may get tossed in there because I want to talk about these idiots.
But with him going on the honeymoon, anniversary.
Not honeymoon. I'm not getting married again.
Him going on the anniversary weekend, that's why we're going to be off.
We are
Hopefully, get on your hands and knees, pray to the good Lord above that we may have a little top rope reality baby coming in the news shortly. If we do, name it after me.
That ain't happening.
Mike Carter, what a great name for a baby.
Mike Carter.
Hey, you know what? He and his she in there.
Wow, Mike Carter. So,
So
we're gonna have like a
maybe-
third co-host.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I mean, because friggin' what's his name, Matt Hardy and Ribby, they
That's
bring their kid onto the show.
right.
Why
So-
can't we have a child on the show?
Not we, him and his wife.
I'm saying we would have the child on the show, though.
No, we would not have the child.
We won't have a kid at all, but our co-host would be a child. So
Yes.
technically, on our show, we'll have a child on the show.
So, like I said, get on your hands and knees, look to the good Lord above, and pray
Please do not.
that we have a top rope reality bundle on the way shortly.
We will not have Raw had a live sex celebration. We will not have a live birth.
We need the ratings.
We need the ratings. We need the views.
That would probably beat China's 333.
We will not have a live birth. You thought we were going to a sex celebration, didn't you? We're not bringing the cameras along to the anniversary, not honeymoon. I said honeymoon too. You messed me up, man.
That's what you feel like a honeymoon.
It's
Well,
another honeymoon. Yes,
it's
the anniversary of the honeymoon.
Yeah, that's right.
right.
So
No
come on.
children. We've only been married for like 7 years. Woo! And no children.
said pray. Lord.
Don't pray. Don't bring that stork to my window. Isn't that what they're called? Storks?
Yes. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching this week. Hope you have fun, because I know you will.
I will have a lot of fun. There won't be nothing baking in the oven, though. No. Unless you're going to help pay for it and take care of it.
We got a video I'm gonna put on there next week for the while we're off here.
Oh, so you can still be entertained.
Oh, it's the Royal Rumble we did. The Top Rope Reality Rumble.
Wow, that's been like only a year ago.
It's
been a whole time.
I know.
But I was wondering when it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Now you're curious because you're listening to this. You're like, what is he talking about?
I know.
What?
So yeah, the Top Rope Reality Rumble we put on our Facebook page.
I didn't know you still had it.
Yes, I've been waiting to put it up there. So that'll be
a perfect time.
That'll be a perfect time while you're off heating and shit, and I'm just off.
You'll have a Royal Rumble to watch. But are we talking about the Royal Rumble? Are we going over Royal Rumble? What are we doing? What's happening? You should come back to watch it next week to see what we're talking about with the Royal Rumble.
Right.
What kind of Top Rope Reality Rumble? What is that?
What does that mean?
The only way to find out.
How goofy is that?
Oh, we're always goofy. But the only way to find out about the Top Rope Reality Rumble is to come back and watch it.
Right here at Top Rope Reality. And I want to thank everybody for watching this week. And we'll see you in 2 weeks right back here. I'm Mike Hogan.
I'm Justin Carter.
Remember, come on, Mike Carter.
Don't do it. It sounds like a good name, though. Don't do it.
Of course. Like I said, whatever happens.
Rolls off the tongue.
Name it after me. Mike Carter.
Rolls off the tongue.
Perfect. We'll see you next week. People, corner down home.
So.